All right, I think we're ready to go. So you guys can see, I got my headphones on, so things are moving along, and we're actually gonna. Oh, hold on, let me fix a few things here. Let us do this guy right here. Save. We're actually gonna do uh, interview audio, which was a topic that a lot of you have been asking me to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the best practices of that and what I do to kind of make it sound professional and at the same time, uh, kind of look flawless. So you know, um, there's no, so it doesn't look amateur, and also so there's also kind of like a cohesive sound to it, and also how to fix a few things using Premiere Pro that kind of AI, and it saves me a lot of time. So they're AI based, and it saves me a lot of time. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Let me just make sure I'm in here. A few.
That I hope that's a theme.
That's something that's not supposed to happen. All right, cool.
I hope that's a theme.
That's something that's not supposed to happen. All right, here we are. Something in my head, but I think I'm gonna have to actually. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and continue on. You guys see my screen here. Let me actually fix it a little bit better. I'll move this guy a little bit towards the middle, right there. And the reason you guys aren't seeing what let me actually block this down. You guys aren't seeing what I'm actually editing is because it's a lot of privacy stuff. I don't want and there to be any. It's not a. You just don't have to look at the video. Let's put it that way. We're just doing audio, so let's go ahead and mess with that. So now that I have everything set up over here on my end, let's continue. As we continue on, let me actually use let's use the metroscopes, metric color, just so there's some kind of movement there. All right, cool. Now we're gonna continue. I might actually show you at least one clip so you guys can see what it looks like. For the guys that have been following along, when I've been kind of editing this project for like the last 2 days, and so you guys can see what it looks like in the like the final color grade that I did, and bringing it up to color correction and all that good stuff. All right, cool, awesome. Let's go. Let me, yeah, let's do this. Let me start from here and make sure we have everything going. All right. I think we should be good to go right now. A lot of windows open, but here we go. All right, let's this is what I want it to look like. Everything's kind of cut. I really like to zoom in so I could see the sound waves, as you see right here. And I have, kind of a constant gain in between each clip. So that way there's no pop of when I cut, right? So, you know, just kind of running right through that and also towards the end, right? So I'm just cutting these clips for each person. Now I'm going to start with this one. And you guys can hear the audio as right now.
Linda Lipson's amazing.
Okay.
Jay does for our community is
So there's a little bit of echo on that, but we're going to fix that in a second.
Ingrid.
Actually says her name here. So a lot of times I don't even have to visually look at the video even. I could just look at the sound waves if I'm most of the times when I'm doing these interviews, and it looks pretty, I know what they're doing or what they're saying, and maybe I may kind of like go and look into it if I need to listen to something specific, or if they're trying to do like another kind of like a second take because they stuttered or they made a mistake. But I like to just look at it. Like I already know this is all empty space right here. And maybe she takes a pause on this part right here, and then she begins right there, right?
Evans.
So she says her name right there. Cool. Awesome. This is the clap that we do to kind of synchronize audio, which is a best practice that everybody should do. Cool.
The people. The people are amazing.
All right, so I know it's that. So what I'm going to do is, right, let me bring this up a tad. I'm going to use the shortcut for the Ripple Edit tool, which is B on my keyboard, turns yellow. And then I already have my playhead where I'm going to make the cut. So all I have to do is make sure all those are highlighted, which is I have A cam on video track 1, B cam on video track 2. And then I'm going to slice it that way. So now,
The people.
you know what I mean? And then I know that this finishes.
Consumers. I love all of it.
Cool.
All of it. All of it.
She loves all of it. So I'm going to cut right there. And again, we're doing rough cuts, and then later on we get to kind of see what it looks like or any other changes that we need to do. If we need to tighten it up a little bit, we'll do that at the end. But right now, we're just kind of making it happen. Rough. All right, cool. Let's continue. A lot of space here.
Oh, that's right. Right.
All right, so I know they're just talking in there. Okay, I have to zoom out a little bit.
I am an A.
Okay, so right there, she starts saying the second answer. Right here, let the playhead highlight, Ripple Edit tool, and then cut.
I am an AAJ member because about it. Everything about it. About it.
So I'm going to show you. That's right there. Let's keep going.
I love coming to.
All right, it starts right there. B. Oh, undo. I would say undo and save are my most used shortcuts in the keyboard, 100%.
I love coming to convince
Cool. All right, so let's skip that. We don't need to listen to that.
consumers. Consumers.
Cool. Right there. Just cut. Cut. All right. And then we go on to the next one. Zoom out a little bit. Here they ask the question. She starts talking right here.
I've had a.
So you see that stutter? So I could actually see that right there. But now I'm going to just, I know it's right there. So I'm going to highlight, Ripple Edit. Oop. Right to the playhead.
Protect consumers. I've had a lot of clients
Right.
from them, able to recover all the financial aspects that were stolen from them.
Cool. Right there. Cut. Cut. Next one. Remember, we have a lot to do. So, or when you have a lot to do, the speed becomes the name of the game. But you don't want to sacrifice quality, right? So you want to double check your work, but at the same time, you don't want to backtrack, right? So that's why we're going through this rough cut.
I'm talking about the foundation.
Okay, they're talking to the interviewer.
It's called AAG Foundation. No, it's not Evergreen.
Okay.
So I decided to put AAJ.
Okay. I know that's all interview stuff or interviewer talk. Playhead. So now I just double check it.
Them. So I decided to
Cool. No, it ends right here.
to them.
Okay, so right now I'm just looking at the video to see if there's actually they had to kind of redo anything. So I'm just scrubbing through everything. So I'll zoom in. Stops right there. Cut. Nice. Zoom out again.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You can consider.
Okay. So based on the waveform, the sound waveform, I could see, if I go in here, where she goes silent or where she stutters or where she's actually continuing her whole answer, right, without any cuts. So I could see pretty much here she takes some slight pauses, but that's a pretty straight answer and then finishes right there. And that looks like the last one. So, okay. Awesome. Let's ripple edit.
To them. You can
Cool. Now we're going all the way to the end. Let me just scrub through everything, make sure there's no double takes or anything like that. Just talking through the whole thing.
Death and taxes.
Death in Texas. Cool. And that's the end of it. See, right there, look at the clip. We'll just cut that right out. I could have used the, not the slip tool, the other cut tool, but it's all right like this. Now, what we're going to do is, so I already have kind of like a color, a baselet and a color, slight color grade that I did for this. So I'm just going to apply that up top real quick. And I'm just going to make sure that I use right there, that double line. I like it a lot. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those in between all of our cuts. I want to make sure that I use a constant gain. So there isn't any, you know, kind of like pops because we're cutting, right? And we're cutting in different parts of the clip interview. So we don't want to hear that, right? So in order to make that clean, and sometimes also when they answer, they'll either start really high and then go a little bit lower, or really low and then go a little bit high. And it might not look the same from the beginning or from the previous clip to the next one. So that this fixes all of that, all right? So I'm going to highlight everything. I'm going to do, for Windows, it's Shift-Command-D. And then we're going to go in. And then you'll see that it looks like so, right? Constant power. So we're going to click on this one. And I have 2 audio tracks. Again, I forgot to explain that to you guys. So it's going to go for both. And if you see this kind of, what do you call that? Like a graph line kind of coming up. That's the kind of like the gain that it does, right? So what we're going to do is start from here.
Ingrid Evans.
Okay. And then for the next clip, we'll do that. So it's like going down into the next clip, and it comes up also into the next clip. And that's what causes that kind of, you know, cohesion, I guess you could call it. All right, let me just look at something real fast. All right, let's keep going. Let's move right along.
The people.
See, so there's no,
The people.
it doesn't even look like there's any cut being made there, and that's what you want it to look like, right? Any efficient edit, you never notice any cuts or any changes. So again, we will fix this one, put a little closer.
Good. I am an AA.
You know what I mean? We'll fix that because she peaks in that answer, so we'll fix that. All right, this one, we'll bring it a little bit closer in.
I love coming to
So.
about it. I love coming to
So.
about it. I love.
Very nice. It doesn't even look like sound like you cut anything, and that's the whole point, right? All right, let's keep on going. And then this one, let's see what that sounds. Very nice. It doesn't even look like sound like you cut anything, and that's the whole point, right? All right, let's keep on going. And then this one, let's see what that sounds like.
Consumers. I've had a lot of.
Let's actually move it into the actual audio where she starts talking.
I've had a lot of.
Cool. It almost sounds like she keeps on talking right into it. All right.
Them. So I decided from them. So I decided to.
Awesome. This one, and again, don't be shy to like zoom in. Zooming in is important because that's when we really go meticulous into any errors or anything like that. So let's see what this sounds like.
that I'm giving to them. You can consider to them. You can
Right there, two completely different times, two completely different clips, and they sound cohesive. So there you go. And again, that's Shift Command D on Windows. All right, and then the ending sounds like, so she actually goes pretty low.
taxes.
Boom. And now you've just give it that little finesse, right? So we're going to Command S. We're going to save that. All right, cool. And here, let me show you what I've been doing. So as you can tell from the audio, it's not the best. It actually sounds a little bit like echoey, and it was a very big room, and maybe the audio levels were a little bit louder than what we wanted to. So with a little bit of a couple of fixes, these are some of the clips that I did previously. This other sequence, and it sounds like this. Give it a second.
The educational programming, but also confidence, because you see, even from your successes, you see other people's
Kind of peaked a little bit there.
successes, and there's like a synergy that happens just from being around them, learning these things that you take home.
Right, so it sounds a little bit better.
Workplace injuries. It's sort of a niche practice. And by being a member,
Okay, so as opposed to, listen to this.
Or a contingent beneficiary, and then any proceeds you decide.
Now you hear that kind of echoey, but it's all good. And I'm going to show you exactly what I did to do that. It's kind of like a two-step process. And again, the whole thing is time efficiency. So let's continue on.
This is really not.
Okay.
So
Okay, hold on.
now when I put this down, yeah, oh yeah. She was very smart.
Okay. I don't think he said his name.
This is
Up on the totem
today,
pole
and
now.
today,
So that's just the interviewer doing her thing.
it'll get better
You weren't
tomorrow.
hungover doing it.
No, I was pretty. Yeah, oh yeah. So, Bruce is.
Okay. So this is actually one that I have to, let me see something real fast.
Let me know you're ready. Bruce. Okay.
All right, so this actually have to label it differently because I have to use it for something else. So I'm gonna label this one what I've been labeling the rest. That's a specific type of clip, so I'll use that for that. And then this section is something else. So I'll press A to highlight everything to the right. Then I'll move it down. Okay, let's begin. Make sure both cameras are set. We start here because we can tell we already did all this in the beginning, which is just more the interviewee things, talking, chatter. I don't know what you want to call that. Hold on one second. Let me see what we got here. Okay. All right, so let's continue.
So, Bruce.
Okay, so let's take the let's take the so out. It begins right here. That's why we want to zoom in. That's why it's so good to zoom in, because now you can really see where it starts, right? And you can't see that from here, right? Or you might get a good guess, but it's tough. You don't want to guess out here, right? So I know that that's that. So I'm gonna ripple edit the tool. All right.
Bruce's presidency
Okay.
been really inspiring.
Awesome. Stops right there. Great.
So, Bruce lives this work.
Okay. So I'm actually going to just cut it right there. There's a little bit of space from the video. I guess I could do that. All right. There's a little bit of space, so let's eliminate that. Cut right here. And then he starts again right there. You always want to give a little bit of space and don't excuse me. You always want to give a little bit of space, and you don't want to start right away, like right when he starts talking. Give yourself a little bit of leeway, and it's natural conversation. You don't see this little space I did. Like, you don't talk right after you say something because you just be rambling on, right? So here, let's ripple edit.
Live work.
And I think that's the furthest one there for right now.
Everyone knows injury help. Can I start that over again? So
Oh, okay, so he starts over. Here we go.
Bruce has lived this.
Okay. Now we know. See, given that little. That's why we're going through this. Excellent. Good example. I'm just scrubbing through everything. See what he's talking about.
Story to a jury.
Very nice. Awesome. Now he does this next one. Should start right about here. Again, rough cut. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. It will be in a bit.
Bruce is
Okay.
it's motivated by the members of AAJ as possible.
All right, cool. So let's cut right there. Awesome. Now we did this.
Bruce, I just want to.
Okay, so this is the one that he actually talks into a specific camera. So I'll actually highlight, ripple edit right there, and it cuts right here.
Your next chapter.
Awesome. And I have to get rid of this camera because they're actually talking into a specific camera.
Honor to watch you.
Cool. Now, again, let's do the Shift Command D, constant gain in the middle, and then we just finesse it right here. Actually, see, it actually, we did the rough cut, right? So we can see that we have a lot of space. So let's start right here. Remember, it's important to put the playhead exactly where you want it, because then it's going to be a little bit off, right?
Bruce is president.
Okay. Let's keep going. Oh, interesting. So this,
Inspiring.
see, he stops like, there's a lot of space right there. Ripple edit. That's why it doesn't have to be that precise when we first cut it, because you're just going to waste a lot of time. But we have to add these anyways. So now's a good time to go in there and tidy everything up and just, keep it rocking, keep it going. All right, cool. Anyways, we're going to click on the effect, and we're actually going to go to the effects control, which is interesting. But we're going to actually move that middle of the X right to the middle of the clip, and you want that. So now,
Inspiring. Bruce is.
oh, he says it twice.
Bruce has lived this work. Bruce has lived this work.
Okay, so now we know we don't even need this part right. Now we know we don't even need this part right here, and then here, and then we'll highlight everything to the right, hotkey A, and then go back to the regular pointer, and we'll bring this in right here. Now,
Inspiring. Bruce has lived this.
simple as that. Simple as that. All right, let's keep going.
This work.
Let's keep it moving. Scrub and scrub and scrub. Another cut. He begins all the way here. So again, we're going to tidy up.
Bruce is.
All right. Zoom out so we can move a little faster. And
Bruce, I just.
And the end.
All the best in your next chapter.
Excellent. Command S, so we make sure we actually hit that. Let me actually go into hold on, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Right. All right, let's keep it rocking. This one was specific.
Last year,
Again, I'm just scrubbing to make sure that we got the right stuff. Okay, that looks like there's no double ticks.
last year,
Okay, so he says last year. Cut right there.